Alright guys, I hope you're all doing well and welcome to this community showdown. It's going to be the Empire led by Houseplant facing off against Kislev, who's going to be helmed by Hitman Hippo here on Borderload Landing. Let's get this party started and have some fun. So it's been a while since I've seen a replay of Kislev. They're obviously very, very strong. Mother Ostankia did get hotfixed in the most recent patch. She had a bug where she was like double shooting when she was sitting still, which led to a lot of damage. But now she only shoots, I believe, the correct, it's just going to be the normal amount. It's just going to be one shot. But even still, she's very, very strong. But the Empire does have some answers via cannons, Marcus, and obviously some of the Huntsmen and different things like that. Can put pressure on here, but Kislev's still pretty damn top tier. Akshina ambushers are just crazy, crazy strong, especially the Wolfhearts do have 3 charges of the Pack Trap. Definitely should be reduced down to 1, but we're going to see how the Empire deals with this. I'm taking notes right now because this is going to be quite a fight. Now for the Empire Army, it's going to be Huntsmen, which the Huntsmen do have the anti-large shots, which I'm trying to think of the relevance in this matchup. I suppose things in the woods, they can go after Mother Ostankia, who has low armor and is a large entity. They're also loose formation with stock, so in theory, they could creep up and put some big DPS on the ambushers, right? Because they have 160 range, ambushers have 150. So in theory, with very, very clean micro, the Empire Huntsman could be a soft counter against the Akshina ambushers, which is pretty cool. Marcus Wolfheart, obviously pretty good at sniping SEs, and he has a net, so if Mother Ostankia gets out of position for even a second and just gets caught in Marcus's net, you're going to pay the Troll Soul pretty damn hard. On top of that, it's going to be Spearmen, Greatswords, and Greatswords. No surprises here. Greatswords are good against armored troopers, and Kislev pretty much only has armored front line, so that is going to be the answer. And Mother Stank here actually getting netted almost instantly, and yeah, the trap has been sprung. And the Huntsman snare has already worn off. See, if Marcus Wolfheart's net was as overpowered as the net the Wolfhearts had, which literally lasts like 25 seconds. I think Marcus is like 12 or something. Yeah, 11 seconds. Mother Ostankia would straight up be dead. If any other, if they made that, if the situation was reversed and like Marcus or another big lord had come, it's a totally different game. So good catch, though, immediately. I mean, getting Mother Ostankia down to about 50% is a really, really nice start. It's going to be Little Grom in the back for Kislev. Little Grom is really good against wagons, and it's maneuverable enough. The bears can pull it, so it can, get out of line of sight of the Empire cannons and find good angles to shoot from. Yeah, and it's also a good counter against war wagons. I don't know if I already said that, but, it's been a long day, so we're getting there. So we'll do some fast forwarding while the two armies jockey for position here. Looks like some skirmishers being called in here for Hitman Hippo. It's going to be a couple of Kosovo dervishes, while the Huntsmen just sit amongst the infantry, just waiting to poke and push back. But the middle objective, it looks to have been taken by Kislev. Kislev, I believe, does have some capture weight. No, Kislev actually needs to move their Kossars up. There they go. So the Kossars have been moved up, and the Empire is going to be calling in mass spearmen with shields. One of the better infantry units on the Empire. Not much killing power at all, but they have 42 melee defense for a very cheap price point, so they can hold and, do Sigmar proud, that is for sure. Marcus taking pot shots down and just picking off some models here and there. It looks like he does take down one of the armored Kossar models, but definitely is going to want to save his ammo, most likely to shoot at Mother Ostankia, because he can run out. He doesn't have the biggest ammunition pool. On the other side, the Kislev skirmishers looking to find their way into the cookie jar, trying to find some Huntsman models to hunt down, but they're going to be forced back into the woods, and the Huntsman will be able to reposition here on the middle. Now, what is the next call-in going to be for the Empire? Looks like under the Greatswords, they are maxed out on Greatswords now. A big element of this matchup is making sure your Greatswords can get into contact with enemy infantry without being mowed down by a couple things. One is the Akshina ambushers, 2 is going to be heavy war sleds, things in the woods, or Mother Ostankia. So if they can avoid those targets, Greatswords will really crush Kislev infantry. They'll do very, very well. Obviously, Zargard with Great Opens is a different story, but you're not going to really see those too often in this situation. On the backside, Empire Knights just going to be parked here just to try and screen out these skirmishers and make sure they don't get any free real estate. Meanwhile, these Empire Knights here going to be crossing over the middle, looking to get in position. So they're going to be back here supporting the tree line here, and or hiding in the tree line, probably supporting the missiles, and just basically defending from the rear dives. Up in the middle, we do see Spearmen moving up, more Spearmen, and Marcus Wolfheart is now taking pot shots at Little Grom. So Little Grom actually getting really low from the sniping of Marcus, and people forget this man packs a punch. 400 weapon strength with a massive bonus for his large on his range attacks. It's actually, 120. So when the Huntsman is shooting big targets, he is getting in there good. So here comes the Sigmarite push. That is a big wall of troopers. Jade Wizard is going to be completely understandable. When you have an army this wide, getting the Life Bloom passive to heal up all of your Greatswords is going to be super important. And, Earth Bloom is good on the Greatswords too, right? What's not to love? Or Earth Blood. Yes, yes. So here comes the Spear Wall. Spear is going to be the initial wave. Mother Ostankia on the far side, going to be dropping a Flock of Doom, and it does hit a couple targets, so it does hit the Greatswords as well as the Huntsman here. Not bad damage, as Mother Stank is going to be fleeing the scene, and she could have charged in there, but probably a little bit wary after that early engagement. So she's going to be very, very cautious and continue to shoot her big sled bombardments at the greatswords, doing some okay damage. And now the Akshan ambushers of Kislev really need to focus their elements on the greatswords. If the greatswords are able to get in and saturate, like I said, it's going to be a massive, massive beatdown. Now look at this. We even get back pressure. The Mantide with their spearmen are going to be swarming towards objective 3. And the only thing back there are some spear Kossars. And they're really not going to do much against these shielded spearmen. Here in the middle, we do see the pack trap going down to the great swords, about 1 unit of the Wolfhearts. Look at that, the Huntsman as the soft counter. Maybe I should say hard counter against these ambushers. Their loose formation makes them extremely resilient against counter shooting, and the fact that they can just creep up and stalk. The Wolfhearts are already in the trash can. That is really interesting tech, and one of the reasons why, Houseplant is one of the goats of Warhammer 3 in terms of competitive multiplayer is his ability to just innovate on these builds and execute them. This is a matchup that, in my experience, has been very, very hard, but I never really thought about the Huntsman. That's a really, really cool tech there. So still nailing away here into the Akshina ambushers, and those guys are just getting absolutely melted. On the backside, we see some heavy cavalry being called in from Kislev. It is going to be the Griffin Legion. Griffin Legion's not bad here. They will crush Empire Knights in a straight fight, but it's going to take a long time, so it's not even super optimal, but they can maybe get into the backfield. Granted, Marcus is there most likely with the pack trap net, and now Marcus has lined up a line of sight here on Mother Ostankia and is going to be shooting through the trees. Direct hit on the Stank is going to bring her down, awakening the wood, triggering the Life Bloom passive for a couple seconds on all these greatswords. And most of the greatswords got into combat in a very efficient manner. It looks like 1, 2... I believe there's another greatsword on this side somewhere, not sure. But at least 2 or 3 of them seem to have gotten into combat without taking a lot of damage on the approach, which is quite big. So Kislev calling in Zargard. It is going to be shielded Zargard. Mother Ostankia very low, 451. Marcus Wolfhard going for the snipe. He does miss, and the Stank is going to be forced back now. So we see the Stank on the run. She is certainly not having the best of times here. So there she goes, pulling away. Is she going to get picked off by Marcus? It looks like she's safely out of range, so we'll have to keep tabs on that. I don't want to deny you guys the glorious snipe. So obviously the Spearmen dominating Kossars with shields in combat. And here the Empire Knight's going to be going for a back objective dive, potentially just jumping on Little Grom to mitigate its DPS. These greatswords getting a nice envelop here on the armored Kossars, going to be able to win that fight. And Kislev with a bit of a counter push here with Zargard, a couple units of Zargard coming out. There was Ostankia in the backfield sitting at 451 HP. Empire calling in grenade launchers. Grenade launchers are pretty good against most infantry, and I like them as a second wave unit against Kislev. Obviously, when Kislev is like in formation, they have all their guns ready to party. They're going to be able to shut down these guys pretty well. But if the battle's chaotic and things are just flying all over the place, the rank and the file is all over, those grenade launchers can come in and capitalize, just like they do against dwarves. And it looks like, look at that. He's going for it. Oh, he's going to go for the snipe here on Mother Ostankia. We see Marcus Wolfhard going full John Rambo here. And I would suspect the shot's going to be ripped. Is Stank going to dodge it? Oh, she matrixed it. Matrixed it, yes. 451, so she's going to be running away here. Very, very lucky to have dodged that shot. And I don't know how Houseplant's going to get Stank. Stank is really, really just working on the periphery here, being very annoying. Another shot. Hitman Hippo, all of his micro is probably focused right here, trying to dodge them. Mother Ostankia is wavering, but holding on. The old hag of the swamps. Certainly no joke. Shot. Oh my God, so close. We just got to watch this. Man, wait, grenade launcher's coming over. Okay, I have a feeling that Houseplant is going to literally blow up the Swamp Witch with a grenade. Okay, she gets netted, but nice play here by Hitman Hippo, getting the Winged Lancers a full surround on Marcus Wolfhard. He's taking damage, but Houseplant does get the grenade launchers coming this way, which makes me think he's going to be going for a snipe with the grenade launchers on the hag, which would be absolutely hilarious. So they're in full pursuit. 84 speed against her 63 right now because she's wounded. So I believe that does affect speed by 10%. And the grenades from downtown, are they going to get it? And the hag is at 149 HP. She's probably going to be breaking right now. Oh my God, Kislev leadership is just insane. Look at that. She already procs by her blood. And second wave of grenades going to be shutting down the Stank. It's going to be pretty big, getting rid of the caster and the leadership penalty. And the Stank gets grenaded into the Shadow Realm. And I have to say, as an Empire main, that is a very cathartic feeling, seeing like an extremely overpowered unit being taken down by, the Steel Faith and Gunpowder. Feels good. But is Houseplant going to be able to pull this one out? Kislev is resurgent, and they're moving back up at the point. They have their Kossars of Spears. They have their Zargard heading up, and here in the backside, we do see the Kossovite Dervishes chasing back the grenade launchers. Marcus Wolfhard in a little bit of danger as well, fully surrounded by relatively high DPS units. Granted, when their charge bonuses off, their DPS isn't great, but Marcus is not the most resilient melee fighter. He only has 50 armor, so there's a chance that Marcus could go down and die here if the Empire can't find a way to form ranks and save them. But backpoint owned by the Empire. It looks like there are some Winged Lancers there coming to try and salvage that, but the Empire Knights should be able to handle them in their current state. They have more models and are much healthier. There's also Demogryph Knights with halberds sweeping into the backfield, so the little Grom going down is going to be pretty big. And the Demogryph Knights are going to run rampant. Without the Action Ambushers in position, it's going to be a big problem for sure. So nice play there by the Demis. The Demis cleaning it up and should be able to come and salvage the backfield point. We do see the Action Ambushers getting a little bit of DPS into the Demis, but looks like Demi's going to be screaming across to shut down the Action Ambushers. Meanwhile, the Empire in danger of losing the middle point, but we do have the Jade Wizard here as well. Some Huntsmen trying to maintain capture weight. Couple Spearmen of Sigmar running up here. Some housekeeping needs to be done. A couple unsummons for Houseplant here, but it looks like he's going to be opting to send those guys back into combat. Grenade Launcher is doing great work. Even though it doesn't say armor piercing in the tooltip, they still have very respectable AP values in my experience. And yeah, the splash, it just does really, really good damage. So Houseplant stabilizes the middle point with some grenade launchers, fast and furious, and 4 capture weight as well, coming up to nuke the Zargard. Here, on the backside, Empire Knights going to handle these Winged Lancers, and the Demogryph Knights able to clean up these units very effectively. And we do see a big call-in for Kislev, which is certainly cool. The Incarnate Elemental Beast, normally a very risky pick against Empire because of the prevalence of Empire shooting, but this bad boy here is going to be... maybe cleaning up the Demis, but I just think there's Huntsmen available for the Vanguard Collins that are going to be able to probably shut that down, I would suspect. Marcus Fulfart still hanging on. He's being hunted by Dervishes pretty much all game, but Grenade Launcher Salvos doing great work and a nice net there, man. The Huntsman, they're doing work this game, man. I did not expect that. Grenade launchers, 1, a 2, and a 3. Another volley's going to be going down. Spearman with the shields cleaning it up, and here on the backside we do see the Incarnate Elemental Beasts. Not in its best habitat. Spearman and Halberd Demis get the job done against it as well, and that's going to be a tap out from the Kislev player. What a crazy match. Good greatsword play, beautiful Huntsman play. Marcus was an absolute raid boss. Probably got a lot of value too, only 1,800, but those nats are very, very clutch. And cool to see Demis coming in, grenade launchers. It was pretty much everything you want in an Empire build. Grenade launchers, great swords are always really cool to see. Empire Knights being one of the staples, no surprises there, and very, very, very innovative. And for the Kislev build, it's your pretty typical sweat Kislev build, which is just kind of utilizing Mother Estancia and the Pack Trap, which is just insanely powerful. Obviously, Kislev could counter this build if they switched it up and tried some different, heavy war sleds would have been pretty devastating here potentially, because their high armor would mitigate the DPS of these guys. But again, a lot of Kislev players have just been relying on the ambushers, which got countered. So yeah, that was fun. GG, well played. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. We'll see you back with more replay soon. And Sigmar bless his ravaged body, man.